Well, a lot coming out from the Trump camp at this point. The President of the United States, President Donald Trump, ending the Power Africa program that was designed to boost electricity in Africa. Let's get an idea on the possible impact of all of this and the way forward now. Joining us is Kofi Macaulay, is the CEO of Shower Energy Resources Limited, joining me from Sierra Leone. Great to have you on the show.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Yeah, so first I'd like to get your reaction to, when you heard this news, because at this point we're seeing the big boys in the world now cutting all kinds of aid, coming into Africa. I'd like to get your reaction to when you first heard this.
Surely it was shocking, and after only a few days, you do realize across the country that this initiative had a lot of impact across so many sectors, all the way from education, health, energy, water, and does have a huge impact. But I must also say that we still believe that this process is under restructuring, and that at the end of the day, we will continue to benefit from this initiative because we believe that there is a U.S. component which basically benefits the U.S. So if you look like in the energy sector, most of the consultants would be U.S. based. You have in large projects, you have U.S. institutions who would be first in line to provide debt or even be given the access to provide equity in these projects in Africa, which is beneficial to the states. You have an even more diverse area, which is reference to technology equipment, which again, when you do these projects with all the initiatives, U.S. companies have they have access to, for and foremost, be first in the line to be able to get into these projects. So we really see it as a restructuring phase, and that at the end of the day, when the review will be done with all the benefits from both sides, this is something that would continue going forward. But definitely, there's a huge impact, but I think it's going to take some time, as time has been given for a review to look into the whole matter as to where the plus and minus are, and we really believe that there are a lot of pluses on the U.S. side. So basically, the way how you look at this is a lot of the support, particularly again in the energy sector, are basically setting the right structures in place, making projects bankable. And in doing that, you allow the U.S. companies and U.S. interests have access into these projects based on international standards, and will be able to invest.
All right, so talking about the
feelings,
Mr. Macaulay,
at the same time believe there is still.
All right, Mr. Macaulay, I lost you for a moment there, but I guess I have you. Okay. All right, I guess I have you back now. I lost you for a moment, but we're talking about the energy sector. Talk to me about what segment of the energy sector was getting attention, through this project. Was it mostly for renewable energy?
And both in the government and private sector across board getting support and have be able to put projects for bankability, which again allows U.S. companies to basically come in and invest. So basically the point I'm trying to drive home is that we don't believe it's all lost. We believe there is restructuring ongoing. End of the day, when all these support bring to the table, in turn allowing further investment from U.S. companies and technology and their equipment being used in the energy sector here in Sierra Leone in particular would allow these aids to basically continue to do what they're doing, as they're not just open grants which go out, but do connect and bring in something back from the U.S. companies.
All right, so, going forward, though, we're seeing a lot of investments on aid, being cut back, investments in renewable energy. Like this morning, we heard oil giant BP, they're looking to reduce their investment in renewable energy and they'll rather put that money into boosting oil and gas production. So, at this stage, it's looking like 2025 might get lean for most of those investments. What do you think Africa should be doing right now in a situation where most of these aids being cut off and investments in renewable energy? What should we be doing?
Yeah, so I don't believe we should stop the train. I believe that we should keep on pushing whilst we're observing the market. It might be a temporal fix, temporal changes, but eventually, in the long run, you can't go wrong with renewable energy. So definitely, I will encourage other investors look at things strategically, particularly which are not too long-term investments, to actually go into them and keep on pushing on the renewable energy projects. A lot of the renewable energy projects takes a lot of years to develop. So basically, just stopping halfway there is not helpful, but keep on pushing on it. And I think at the end of the day, like today, you have interconnection between so many African countries with the Transco, CNA lines. There's a lot of collaboration that has started off where you have strengths on one hand. You could have one country who is strong in solar, another country strong in hydro, another country strong in biomass, and energy can transmit through different countries. It's still a long road, but I think we must basically stop because of that. And I think what we should also be doing is basically making our case. And that's why you'd see my message is constantly being the same, in the fact that there's benefits for both sides. What we need to do is maybe pull these benefits out and show them better, so that we are assured of these needed aids to be able to push these projects to go forward. That would be my advice in ensuring that we get there. And I think we can do it. But we should not, we can't start and stop and start and stop. I believe in the long run, what we're seeing now is going to be temporal. It might be 5 years, it might be 10 years, but it all revert back to renewable energy.
Yeah, definitely. We'll keep tracking the progress of renewable energy in Africa and, for the world at this point. But it was great having your perspective. Thank you so much. That was Mr. Kofi Macaulay, he's the CEO, Sewa Energy Resources Limited. Thank you so much.